Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, Albay Governor Noel E. Rizal announced a 50 million peso allocation for repairing and rehabilitating classrooms across the province in 2026. The announcement was made during the budget forum preparing for the fiscal year 2026 budget hearings and deliberations. Governor Rizal identified education infrastructure rehabilitation as a key priority of his administration. He stressed that safe, comfortable, and conducive learning environments are essential for Albayano students. The funding will come from the Special Education Fund pending approval. In other story, the provincial government of Albay, through the Albay Veterinary Office, is expanding livelihood programs for the farmers, livestock, and poultry raisers across the province. The initiative aims to reduce poverty, promote economic stability, and enhance food security in rural communities. Farmers are encouraged to explore value-added production like meat processing and farm tourism to diversify income sources. The programs also seek to reduce rural to urban migration by creating sustainable jobs in agriculture. Government interventions focus on strengthening farmers' assets, social networks, and skill to improve resilience against disasters and economic challenges. Albay Veterinary Office Planning, Implementation, and Development Support Team Leader Catherine M. Amano said the trainings provide long-term livelihood opportunities for Albayano farmers. In the national scene, the Department of Public Works and Highways has established an Anti-Graft and Corruption Practices Committee to investigate alleged irregularities in flood control projects. The move follows the reshuffling of officials within the agency as part of efforts to strengthen flood management initiatives. Department Order Number 166, signed by Public Works Secretary Manny Bunuan on August 28, formalizes the creation of the committee. The order also mandates the formation of a technical working group and the designation of a secretariat to assist the investigation. Secretary Bunuan emphasized that those found responsible for corruption must be held accountable and face imprisonment. In other story, Principal Counsel Paulina Masida, representing victims at the International Criminal Court, has asked Pre-Trial Chamber Number 1 to adopt a flexible approach in reviewing victim applications in the case against former President Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte faces charges related to alleged murder and crimes against humanity linked to his administration's drug war. The drug war reportedly resulted in at least 7,000 deaths of individuals labeled as drug personalities during official law enforcement operations. Officials claim all those who died resisted arrest, but subsequent reviews by the Department of Justice revealed inconsistencies and inadequate documentation in some operations. In her 6-page submission dated August 29th, Masida emphasized that flexibility would better reflect the victims' experiences and strengthen the court's victim-centered mandate. In other news, the League of Cities of the Philippines supports President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s order for the Department of Public Works and Highways to secure local government approval before new projects. San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora said mayors often are not informed of projects in their areas and added that the President's directive will help stop this problem. The move follows reports of phantom and poor quality flood control projects. The league issued statements backing the investigation of coast projects and the LTU approval requirement. Mayor Zamora said involving local governments early improves projects' results. And in the news outside the country, nearly 500,000 people have been displaced by severe flooding in eastern Pakistan after days of heavy rainfall caused rivers to overflow. 3 cross-border rivers in Punjab province have surged to record levels, affecting more than 2,300 villages. Relief leader Nabil Javid reported that 481,000 people and 405,000 animals have been rescued so far. More than 1.5 million people in total have been affected by the floods. And finally, in the news outside the country, a former officer from the police's child protection unit in the southern French city of Marseille is set to go to trial for reportedly raping and sexually abusing Filipino street children. The 46-year-old former police officer was taken into custody after the director of a youth shelter stated that a 17-year-old resident, a victim of rape, had been receiving inappropriate late-night texts from the chief officer handling his case. In June 2021, prosecutors in Marseille initiated an inquiry and conducted a search at the officer's residence, where they confiscated thousands of child pornography images. The investigation brought them to the Philippines, where the man visited annually in his role as head of the French section of a charity supporting street children in the capital, Manila. 2 orphan boys from the Philippines, aged 12 and 15, informed investigators that the man had given the equivalent of a few dozen euros for sex on a plot of wasteland and later at his apartment. And that's all for the news at 12, September 3, 2025. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our news writer, LJ Lurejo and Leia Guzon. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And of course, our Provincial Information Officer, OIC, Marty Gonzalez. And under the supervision of our Governor, Noel E. Rosal, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.